Okay. So we just had a meltdown outside of this esc right here. 540 motor, 60 amp. Mine was 13T. This is Surpass Hobbies. So let's scroll down. Brushed motor. That's the esc that melted down. On mine, these two wires came right out. Like they melted right off the freaking board. So we're gonna have to tear down the esc to see what it was. I don't know, it worked fine inside, but I mean I couldn't open it up inside the house because it's way too fast. I mean, if you look here, we're 2 to 3 cells LiPo. I was using these 3-cell zippies, so should be fine. These are 3S batteries. You can tell by the fact that there's 4 contacts there, negative and 3 positives, 1 for each cell. So, what's the deal? Bangood says it should work. But as we can see, get some light on the subject, it completely melted down. So we've got this battery wire and this positive wire melted right out of there. So what's up with that? And it melted the case completely. Just went off into the distance and then started smoking. I guess we can take it apart to see what we can see. If we can get it apart. Four tiny screws there. And some clips on the side of it. Come on. Let's use the Swiss Army knife. Let's pull the jumper out too. Well, that's what's left of the case. You see the board there? Just fried. Jesus Christ. What the hell happened? The entire corner of the board's out. That chip's fine. There's not enough left to do forensics on. This board was coated for waterproofing, so it's kind of in the bottom of the case. Entire freaking corner of the board's missing, so major meltdown. That's disappointing. Definitely not meant to be serviceable by any means. Well, it's interesting. But I guess we might as well unplug it. Good night. She don't want to give up her secrets too badly, does she? There we go. Anyway, the motor looks okay. The receiver looks fine. Tuck it back in. Not any major plastics damage to the machine. Thank goodness. Well, I guess we will see what else we got around for escs. So I have on hand this other cheap esc, OCday, whatever you want to call it, from Banggood. I guess we can try this one. 2 to 3 cell lipo, which is what we're doing. 3 amp back output, more than adequate. Looks like it should work fine. We'll have to do a bit of soldering, put an XT60 on it, but other than that, should pretty well plug and play. All right, well, I guess we'll solder this guy up and maybe try another run. All right. We're putting the XT60 onto there. We're going to get a little bit of extra wire from using this stuff from both. We slipped off the switch. We're going to put this switch on in place, and then the motor should plug and play. Pretty easily. And all should be good. Okay, so we've done some soldering, and then we've got our new esc on here. We've got a 3S hooked up to it. This is the one that was on there when it melted down, so it's down to 66% now. Nice low voltage for a new test. We've got a receiver hooked up. Beep, beep, beep. We have our dip switches set correctly. We're just doing forward. Oh no, we're forward brake reversed. Let's turn this off. I gotta go to the center, forward reverse. I don't think I need brakes on this. I think brakes will be a hindrance on a slow machine. But we're on lipo. I don't know, fans going. So we've got steering. Well, it appears to be working, other than backwards, but I mean, all we have to do is reverse the motor wires. beauty of brushes. We'll reverse that. The other thing to do would be to invert it in the controller, but that's not what I want to do. Just do it right to begin with. Keep all this stuff out of the way. Turn on the radio again. And it all looks pretty decent. That little motor. Okay, well, we'll cram it back in there and we'll turn this off. Then we will, I guess maybe we'll try and go outside again. See what we see. Well, let's do a post-mortem on this because it died again. That's a tight fit, isn't it? How to get it in there. Anyway, come on, baby. So we had a smoke show. Although not as spectacular as last time. Let's disconnect that. Pull our receiver out of the way. So it quit going forwards. And then it would still go in reverse, and then it just kind of melted down. It leads me to think that the ESC is burned again. Got some melted plastic right here. So if it shipped with the 60 amp ESC, I replaced it with the 60 amp ESC, and it burned again. The motor seems fine. Does it ship with too small of an ESC? Is that what's going on here? That's kind of disappointing. I guess that's our mystery, eh? I've seen this motor before. I believe this is the same motor as Surpass Hobbies carries. And they seem to pair it with a much, much larger ESC though. So the first ESC was the one that came with it. And the original ESC is a different one, but this is the one I replaced it with, which theoretically can handle it, but it burned it, although not as spectacularly. It also pooched my battery. It shorted when it burned down, I think. Where's me multimeter? Yes. Yeah, I'd burned down my battery too. Couldn't get her unplugged fast enough because I couldn't get to it because it was down the way. But and we're all out of escs to give. Here's what's left of the battery it took a shit on. I don't know, maybe the battery's okay, but let's pull the what are we running? We're running whew. Pulled it down to 6.5 volts. What do we see? Oh, look at that. That middle cell, it pulled it right down to nothing. Not good, not good. I don't know that I want to do a dangerous maneuver on this thing. Guess I can put it in the ammo can and see if I can get it to go. Anyway, such are the adventures of RC snowmobiles for today.